done, Balfour BD.
Hi, Mark Groombridge again. Thank you for clicking on the link to watch this video. This video is a little longer because I've got a lot of people on site that wanted to talk about how proud they are of their work. And also the intro, every time I try to delete a clip, I've got so many memories on those clips at the beginning. You know, each one has got a really good memory for me, and I've found it really hard to delete those. So I've started to use the What 3 Words site. Postcodes give you a general area and sometimes can be really away from the site, whereas the What 3 Words is very specific. It really pinpoints the location. So What 3 Words, if you don't use it, I encourage you to use it. It's dead easy to use, very similar to Google Maps. And then I go on to planning my journey. So I'm going to leave from Dover in Kent. I'm off to Hook in Hampshire. It's a longish journey for me, so I plan to stop in Clackett Lane Services. I've got some calls to make and I will use the facilities there, and I will probably stop there for half an hour and then I'll continue on down to Hook. If I'm travelling around the M25, regardless of what the journey planner tells me, I add 1 hour. Hook follows a request from Amina. She asked me to go to site and said, you know, the site team wanted me down there, and I was lucky enough that I was able to take Lee Hewitt down.
Oh, Dave Scally, site manager for the job.
And how proud of you of your project?
Love it, very proud. Like you just said about the site coming in, that's, I think the south sites should be set up properly like that. And like you say, it's the first impressions, which really is what people look at. If they see a decent site that's set up, they know they act different as well. Yeah. So yeah, I like to set a site up like this.
Yeah, no, you've got a site you should be proud of.
Thank you very much.
So we call this particular part Hook Culvert Extension, and over the other side it's Hook Soil Nailing, which is on the embankment, so just to differentiate those two schemes. So we're extending a already piped culvert by 27 metres and then building a concrete head wall the other end.
This point, but you have actually got a live railway up above you there.
Yeah, so when we go round the back of the culvert and track our machines over to complete phase 2, obviously the railway does go across, so this section of the railway is actually just opposite side of the big slip that happened a few months ago.
Okay.
So
yeah, and are you enjoying your job?
Yeah, I am. This one's quite interesting. So it's the first kind of piped mass culvert extension I've done, so these are the biggest pipes I've seen.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Diana. I work for ADMAC as an ISO management consultant, and I'm here observing DDL working today.
Yeah, so what, to explain a little bit more about what that means?
So the ISO standards are industry recognised, lots of different organisations have them, and I'm monitoring them for quality, environmental and health and safety compliance and adherence today.
Good, thank you. So you're the man under pressure?
Yeah, no pressure here, mate.
You know, you've got a video camera in front of you and you've got an assessor.
Josh Moore, I'm the works manager for DDL, Divine Direct Labour. We were undertaking the works for Balfour BD Network Rail, extending the culvert. So nice. It's a good project, it's a brilliant setup from Balfour. So obviously got issues with the water, but as expected, working on it, dealing with it, so it's going well.
Yeah.
Been here, what, since the second week now?
Yeah.
So you know, for what we've achieved so far, I'm happy, and I think we achieved the programme.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
I can't forget your name, Toby.
No.
That's handy, actually.
It is. Yeah, it's a good answer.
How long have you been on this project now?
Southern since last April.
Oh, right, okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'm with Richard, who's the ecologist on site.
Yep.
Just explain what you're doing, Richard.
Well, it's my first day on site, and I have picked up the reins from my colleague Leon, who's also from Development Ecology, and it's basically just to be on site to deal with any occurrance in terms of an ecological situation that we could have anything here. There's a range of species, a range of habitats on site, and so you've got to be kind of mildly aware of what you're looking out for. It could be amphibians and reptiles here. There's fish life. There has been some crayfish.
Lee, I really appreciate you giving us your time today.
It's been fantastic.
And I know that you're passionate about getting out. You've been in rail, I think this is about the 4th time I've been out with you. What's the driver of getting you out on site?
Well, it's all about the shadows we cast as leaders, isn't it? It's really about showing that standards matter, getting out there, reinforcing them. Had a fantastic visit out here to Hook today. Rail Systems, first job out with these guys, and they show that actually standards do matter. A new subcontractor on board, and they've really driven a great site. You look around, the trackway that's in place, the whole feeling you get as you come on is a Balfour's job, and I've been really impressed by the attitude and how the whole site embraces safety, health, and also the environment. The ecology focus has been absolutely top draw here. I'm really proud of this job, and I'm glad the client gets out to see this as a representation of a Balfour's site. There's still some lessons learned today that we had with the new contractor on board, getting used to our standards, using the cab dumpers in the right way, but the way they responded was first class, and a company called DDL, the Black Cat was out there straight away and putting the behaviours right, and I thought that was fantastic.
And you knew he was in charge as well, didn't you? He had an air about him. So
well, it goes to show, doesn't it, that a black hat is a privilege, and he wore it with pride. 26-year-old young lad, but actually he actually owned it, and he actually made it clear who was setting and leading the safety on site.
And it was great to see Jess, the engineer, a young woman in our business. It was really great for her to take us out on site as well.
Yeah, saw the briefing with confidence and able to represent Balfour's values and also golden rules in such an articulate way. I think when we got down to site, we saw that in play with how that was set up. So good job all round.
And we had a good discussion on temporary works.
And certainly when I came and saw Dave at the beginning of the day, it was clear to me that was our most significant risk on the project. Temporary works have been in place with the client on this site for many years, I think over 40 years. I think that it's just doing our bit to assure through our own temporary works design colleagues that we have a solution in place for this construction.